the best things in life cannot be rushed. I could argue that most things in life should not be rushed. And that's a very important lesson that I've learned recently. Oh, if I'm being really, truly authentic, then I did not want to make this video this morning. This morning I did want to make this video. The forest is not quiet today, and neither am I. I can hear all sorts of screeching birds. I hear woodpeckers. I hear bugs for the first time in what feels like a lifetime. There's probably 4 or 5 ticks crawling over my body right now. Make sure that you do a tick check if you don't want to get Lyme disease. It's a very serious illness. Yeah, I want to make this video now. This video is all about time. It's all about patience and taking your time, and most of all, not rushing anything. I had so many things in my CR that I thought were so lovely. And it was this terrible battle in my head. I was going through a war in my own mind, and I am exhausted from it, but now I feel like I can finally start healing from it. I've hurt a good chunk of people, a nice hefty handful of people. I've really hurt them, and I needed to. It was always gonna happen. That was the trajectory that I was on, was hurting the people that I loved, that I thought were good for me. And I know you can't live your life serving others. That's a pretty old lesson for me. If it's a new one for you, then here I am living it. And it certainly set me free. But that's not the lesson that I'm here to speak about right now. The lesson that I'm here to speak about is that good things take time, and even bad things take time. And you might not see it coming, but ultimately you have to listen to your intuition, because that was the battle that I was fighting with myself. I said one time, I think in a TikTok, that you might not want to shift, you might want to escape, but ask yourself, what are you shifting? What are you shifting for? A person, an experience, and why? Why do you want to experience that? What does this person offer you? Are you going to allow yourself to have those things? Because if you can't allow yourself to have those things in your CR, then explain to me how you're going to allow yourself to have those things in your DR. It's not like I wasn't listening to my intuition. It's that I wanted it to be wrong. I wanted my intuition to be wrong. This has been such a big tower year for me, and I keep I keep thinking about that to myself. This year has been such a big and I asked for that because you can't start over without going back to the foundation. I don't even know what the name of this tree is. I'm such a fool, but it has such beautiful blooms. And they smell really sweet. Y'all, I'm so sad because someone can really seem good for you. It can be really convincing. It can be your best friend, it can be your partner, it can be your family. They can do a lot of things that are really good for you, and a lot of things that are really not. Oof. I'd much rather, anyone would much rather have confirmation that they made the right decision. Ugh. But it doesn't mean that you don't miss them. And you have to grieve. I feel so blessed to have the people in my life that I allowed to come in. I feel so grateful. Because when you decide you know it's not good for you, then you start to know what is. And you can feel it. For so long, I wanted my intuition to be wrong, but your intuition is never wrong. And it was confusing, and it was scary. It was terrifying, actually, because your intuition and your judgment can be clouded by trauma. If you've been through something really traumatic, that can cause fear, obviously. And fear and intuition are like almost the same thing, but not quite. They can even mesh together, fear and intuition, because your intuition, I can't explain it. I don't know what that is, but fear is very nameable. Fear can be poisonous, and when it's mixed in with your intuition, it was easy for me to just call my intuition fear and to think that it was just poisoning me. But once I decided to heal from the trauma and I made the moves, I learned the lessons, I kept pulling myself back. I kept pulling myself back from what I already knew was true, and that some things in life just aren't good for you, no matter how you frame it, no matter what boundaries you set, no matter where your loyalties lie. I felt pretty loyal to these people. I'm pretty goddamn loyal, I think. it crushes my spirit. I am crushed. I am flattened by the idea of abandoning someone for the sake of my own self. But how can I be the person that I want to be in my DR if I don't act like her here? That's really the key. Shifting is manifesting. This is so stupid hard. I was on a call with Ariel, and Ariel is just the most gifted tarot reader that I know. And I'm absolutely flabbergasted every time she pulls cards for me. And she told me, Aaron, this is going to be the worst. This is going to be the worst. But you can't really grow past a terrible situation if you don't crack open from it. Where's the room to grow if you don't bust open a door? She also said that I was going to experience a lot of change, but I'm still gonna be me. And the way she said it, the way she described it, it's almost like she didn't know, but I did. And I was like, oh my God, I am going to become myself. I feel like I really started to yesterday. No, that's wrong. I was like at step 0 at the beginning of this year, actually. Like, I really started this year. This year has been everything for me. 2024, I'm like, enough. Enough of suffering for no good reason. If you're gonna suffer, which you are, it might as well be for a goddamn good reason. You might as well do it for yourself, because if you want to be happy, you have to believe that you deserve it. I brought my tea with me. It's ashwagandha and tulsi, 2 of my life-saving herbs. I'm gonna grow both this year, and I'm not gonna do it perfectly, but hell yeah, am I gonna learn. Look at this journal. We have been through so much together, and I'm almost done with it. I am almost done with this journal. Oh my gosh, I'm at the very end. This is my next page. My last journal entry was, look at how the light. My last journal entry was like, this is everything that I've lost this year. These are all my tower moments, and it's all culminated to this. This bullshit. It's not bullshit though. It's fucking real. And it's so freeing. It's so freeing. I feel so fully and completely allowed to be myself after so many years. And I don't have to hide or diminish myself anymore. I can fully just be me. It's such an emotional process to just fucking be yourself and be a better version of yourself that you want to be, because you know you deserve it. And nothing's holding you back. There aren't any people in your life anymore that are just pulling at you, just dragging you back. And there's so much comfort, and there is a good amount of love in that embrace, that if you just fall into it and let people hold you back, being in their shadow can be kind of comforting, but it's an illusion. It's a fucking mirage. you have to like really hurt them and just let yourself go. Like, you have to, if you want to be free of that constant anxiety, if you want to truly be yourself, you have to be in your intuition. You have to fully be with yourself. And you have to allow yourself to experience that pain, because there is nothing without pain. I remember I used to ask myself, like, the classic question, like, if we live in a universe with a benevolent God, how could that benevolent God allow people to suffer? Because there is nothing without chaos. If God wanted to bring life out of the void, things were gonna get messy. There is no such thing as an ordered universe. Thermodynamics, entropy, it's just there in the science. It's just staring at you in the face. The truth is that if you want to be in a beautiful forest, if you want to have beautiful trees, it's gonna be a big old mess. It's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be beautiful, and there can be joy. And that's what true love comes out of. That's what true love exists in. That's what it's steeped in, that's what makes it so worthwhile, is that the love that the universe is made out of can only exist if there is pain. You cannot define what good is without the bad. You cannot experience the full blessing and breadth of light and day if you do not have darkness and night. You cannot just have one without the other. You cannot have joy without pain. You cannot be free if you don't grieve what was keeping you prisoner. I didn't want it to be true. I didn't want this. But by God, am I enjoying it now? Enjoying probably isn't the perfect word, because I'm in an ungodly amount of pain and suffering that I've never experienced before. Not to diminish what anyone else is going through, but like, just for me, my personal experience, like, this is the most pain that I've ever been in my life. Cutting someone off. Cutting so many people off. It's like each person that I left was like its own version of the worst kind of pain that is in that category. When it's a friend, it is, I don't think I'll ever get over that. I have friends that I cut off in the past that I'm still not over, that I still think about reconciling with, and I just don't do it. I just keep hesitating and not doing it because it sucked. It sucked to be in that position, and I'm a person who looks out for myself. Even if it took me time to learn how to look out for myself, I think that's the big lesson for me there. And that's what this video is about. It's about time. So when it comes to your shifting journey, if you're rushing yourself, you are not going to get anywhere. If you rush any manifestation, what are you doing? What are you doing? Are you afraid that you're never going to have it? That's silly. That is the silliest thing. And that's so contradictory to like everything that you set out to do when you shift. When you shift your reality, when you shift your mind. If you're afraid you're never going to get there, and if you rush yourself, you're never going to get there, because you have to trust the process. There's this Neville Goddard, this clip from a lecture that he said, there is no determined gestation period for anything to harden into reality. But once the idea is impregnated, there is no going back. Once you have the desire and you visualize it and you know it, you realize it to be true, you don't have to lift a finger. That's what he said. You just have to wait. When a woman is pregnant, she doesn't have to do anything to grow the baby. You just wait for the baby to be born. And then you labor it, but maybe this isn't a perfect metaphor. I hear geese. It is fully spring. March was pretty ugly, but we got through it. And you know what? This whole past 4 months of my journey, I'm gonna honor it, because like I said, it's fucking beautiful, everything that I've gone through. Like, holy shit, was it painful? Holy shit, did I struggle? But maybe you can remember that the next time that you're struggling, that you're in pain. It's like, once you're out of it, it's pretty marvelous. It's something to marvel at, for sure. Oh, I still have a lot of pain to go through. I still have a lot of grieving to do, and I still have a lot of regrets to let go of. So, I think I've said all that I need to say for this video, however. One more thing that I'll leave you with. Time is not what you think it is, but your perception of time. Do your best to make it your ally.